Let's get the way so.
Okay. Okay. We're going to give you something now because we're just that good. The class of 66. I'm sorry, guys. What class were you all in? First class. First class. I like that. 63, 63, 61, 59 or 69? 69, okay.
65.
60,
70.
70, 72, 68, 64, 65, 63. All right. Which one was the eldest over there? Eldest in the room? What year? 61? Anybody? 58. 58. Now that right there, she's going to get a prize. 58.
Jimmy, good.
Hi, Jimmy.
We'll have him to do this thing.
67.
All right. You're a young boy.
58, or whoever that was.
58? Okay, you keep getting mine. I'll go pass it. You tell me about passing out.
Jimmy.
56, number 1 in the class.
We also tonight had asked Mr. Jim Knoll to come and speak to us about a very important project that's going on in our county, especially with the restoration and beautification of our city. And we're very proud of that. And tonight I won't be able to reveal exactly what our class will issue a check to this beautiful and wonderful organization for in the amount, but we are going to contribute to that. And we hope that each one of you who are here, you've had a part in our city because you went to Hinton High School. Please, if you even have $1, let's all collect that up and let's put it to this good effort. Jim, we had invited Jack Holt, and you called me and told me he couldn't make it, and we were sorry about his situation. You can inform us about that. We have a young fella that I grew up a couple years older than him, maybe out in the west end of Hinton. And some of the guys seem to make it very well, and the gals too, and we're very pleased and proud to have Mr. Jim with us tonight. Do you want to take over, buddy?
Thank you.
Yeah, you can let him up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, 50 Shades of Gray. I'm here. I was in the class of 67, if you didn't notice. But can you hear me? But I'm here representing the classes of Hinton High School Making a Difference organization. We started this in 2012, and just as a whim, and went around and did a lot of research for almost a year. And the last week of 2012, we started our first project, and now we've done 20 projects over the last 4 years. The first project was we went to our old high school and we painted the daggone thing. We painted the gymnasium and the auditorium and every classroom and every hallway, and over 60 people showed up, and we did it in 3 days. Yeah. So we started fundraising. We've had funding come in. We belong to the Hinton Area Foundation, and that's a wonderful organization. Because of that, we have tax exempt status. But the way that works is when you donate to the foundation, you place your funds in with everybody else's funds, and they earn a set interest rate. And each year you can pull your interest off if you so wish to do that. And that's what we've done. We also have a pass-through account, and we're a little different than a lot of other organizations, because if some entity comes to us and says, we need help, this is the scope of the project, and we think it's a worthwhile cause, then we will try our best to do it and organize, and we don't sit in table committees and anything like that. We go get it done. We figure out our resources, our monetary resources, our physical resources, and we get it accomplished. We've done 20 projects. Every one has been completed in a timely manner, and the outcome has been great. And I just want to very briefly go over those projects and just tell you what we've done in the last 4 years. Okay, in December of 2012 was our first one. Last week of the year, we painted Summers Middle School, which is the old HHS. Then we went to Jumping Branch in April, and we painted that school inside and out. That was quite a project. It looks like a box of crayons right now because the teachers wanted them, each classroom in their individual colors. At the same time we did that, we built a ramp, if you've been to the boat races, where the judges sit up there. We built that in coordination with the Corps of Engineers up there. Quite a project. We then went to, in the summer, in July, we painted the halls, over a mile of hallways at Summers County High School, 3 different colors. It's now orange and black and tan. It used to be blue and gray or something like that. We did some renovation work in at that point, the 136-year-old Second Baptist Church, and we put a new furnace in there. We contracted out the new furnace to put that in there. We painted the train depot in August of last year to make it look pretty for this time of year when all the people are coming in on the trains. We painted, no, we didn't do that one. That one got postponed. We refurbished the Hinton Health Right. That's in the old Murphy building there on Temple Street there. We did a bunch of work on the inside of that. We painted, in October of that year, we painted the upstairs of the Railroad Museum. Okay. We refurbished the John Henry caboose at the top of the hill over top of the tunnels. We had to put some new outside paneling and painted it and made it look pretty. Another project was maybe the most interesting we've done. We refurbished the Hilltop Cemetery. And if you don't know where that is, if you go to the Central Baptist Church and start up the hill where all the cemeteries are, it's the one that you can't see from the road. And there were over 100 gravestones that have been overturned over the lifetime since they've been in there. There's a lot of founding fathers are buried in that cemetery, and we went in and made everything look good in there. We repaired a floor, actually raised the floor at the Reach building across from the Summers Middle School. We refurbished and replaced the Talcott Elementary sign. We painted the mural sign on the Hinton taxi stand. When you come in on the west end, Riverview School, and you see the nice shrubbery and all that, we did that with the coordination of a couple of other groups here in town, and that was our project. February of this year, we painted the downstairs of the Hinton Railroad Museum, and that was quite a project. There's literally hundreds of photographs that had to be taken down, clean, documented where they go back in the same place, all that. That was quite a project. We contracted out and painted the hallways at Hinton Area Elementary in July of this year, and I'll get to that in just a second. We've refurbished 4 of the buildings in coordination with the owners of the building. They provided all the materials, we provided the labor. the old Shanks building, the Murphy's building. There was 4 storefronts in there, and we did that in July. Very recently, we repainted the tennis courts here at the park because they lost $1 million of funding through the state, and they were going to have to let it go. And somebody asked us to do it, and we had about a dozen people came in and painted it all in one day. And then the last thing we did was when they had the flood that came down the hollow down there at the high school, at Summers County High School, all that mud messed up the parking stripes down there on the parking lot. And so they furnished the parking striping machines, and we went down there in about a day and a half and restriped the parking lot. So we're trying to do some things to pay back this community, because this community took care of us when we were growing up. And we just feel like that we owe that to them. So we've come to the point now where all the people that are showing up to help are our age, and physically just can't do a lot of it anymore. We went from 60 on the first project to, oh, I can't do that anymore, to 8, 10, 12, 15 on different projects. So what we're trying to do now is to gather funding to work out of our pass-through account and still continue to build up the big account, because there's going to be days come where we're not going to be here anymore. As we pass the torch, we want this to continue, because look at all the great people just in this room here that grew up and went through the halls of Hinton High School, and this community guarded us when we grew up and nurtured us and sent us on great paths. So we're trying to give back. So on every table there's a business card in front of you. That's our business card, our contact information. We have a website, wonderful website, thousands and thousands of historic pictures. Every project is chronicled pictorially that we've done there. Every class's past classmates is listed in there. Their pictures are on there. You click on their name and their obit comes up. So we've done a lot of work in that area. So all we're asking is to give us some consideration. Any way that you would like to help, whether it's monetarily, physically, you have ideas for projects, whatever, you go to that website or look on that business card and call Jack Holt. He wanted to be here tonight. He has a fractured knee, so he couldn't come. So he asked me to fill in, and I'm just telling you, we're proud of what this community has done to wrap their arms around us, and please, if you can help in any way, we appreciate it. That's all. Thank you.
No, you did fine. You did great. That's very impressive. It gets better, doesn't it, Ms. Matthews? It's getting better. Okay. All right. We have a surprise for you. And I'm thinking it's a pretty big surprise, isn't it? Bonnie, what kind of surprise do you think it is?
Hard to tell. Mike Kraft's the one that put it together.
Oh dear. Mike Kraft put it together, so we don't know what we're going to get. But then again, Mike knows a lot of celebrities. So it could be somebody famous. Rich and famous? Or richly famous.
Is our mic hot here? Well, who needs a microphone, right? Yes, we're going to have some fun now. We're waiting on the drummer, which is often the case. And he's right behind me, and the band is right behind me. So we're going to liven things up here for the next little bit and get ready for the Tams from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm sure by now everybody in here has seen the Tams at least one time.
Oh, yes.
I hope so.
Yes. Come on, let's hear it for the Tams.
once upon a time, many years ago, when we were at Hinton High School, let's say old school, not the new one. It was during the minstrel of spring of 1966. Enough money,
It was April the 1st, 1966.
spring of 66.
April the 1st, April Fool's Day.
Okay. The minstrel was, that's what?
Our Hinton High School class Follies.
That's close enough. Folly and minstrel. We had a surprise appearance by a personality that is among one of the many that really I had a lot of pleasure working with. A lot of heavyweight stars in the business, and was associated a lot with Elvis back in the days at RCA. And we had a surprise appearance with Fred Long, who lived the Elvis tradition at that time. Well, if you were here last night, you know it's still got a spark in it. And we're about ready to go ahead and introduce the legend of Elvis Presley with Hinton's own Fred Long.
You'll have plenty of
They want to get started earlier or just wait?
Let this mic right. Okay.
Well, get out of that bed and rattle those pots and pans. Now get out of that bed and rattle those pots and pans. Yeah, get out of the kitchen, cause I'm a hungry man. I believe to my soul you're the devil and nylon hole. I believe to my soul you're the devil in nylon hole. Cause the harder I work, the faster my money goes. Well, shake, rattle and roll. Shake, rattle and roll. And then shake, rattle and roll. Come on, shake, rattle and roll. Hey, you want it right, say the doggone soul. Doing this kind of stuff, about 30 years. I tell you, you gotta thank Mike Kraft for getting me up here. He told me he wanted me to do this. I said no 99 times, but it didn't work. He wanted me to do some Elvis Presley, so that was a 1954 number, Shake, Rattle, and Roll. He recorded it in 56, 70 years ago. And turned it from a rhythm and blues to a rock and roll. In 56, he started working for RCA, that's the record company Mike worked for, and he went to become the largest entertainer in the world at that time, and I'm out of breath. Trying to catch my breath while I talk. Anyway, his second million seller was I Want You, I Need You, I Love You. I'm going to try to do that one for you right now. Hold me close, hold me tight, make me thrill with delight. Let me know where I stand from the stars. I want you, I need you, I love you with all my heart. Every time that we're near, all my cares disappear. Darling, you're all that I'm living for. I want you, I need you, I love you. More and more. Well, I thought I could live without romance until you came to me. But now I know my love will grow, loving you eternally. Won't you please be my own? Never leave me alone. 'Cause I die every time we're apart. I want you, I need you, I love you with all my heart. Well, I thought I could live without romance until you gave to me. But now I know my love will grow, loving you eternally. Won't you please be my own? Never leave me alone. 'Cause I die every time we're apart. I want you, I need you, I love you with all my heart. Okay, after Elvis Presley made a lot of #1 songs, and he made a lot of movies, and he went on to do a Vegas act, and he always closed his act with a special number from one of his early movies, Blue Hawaii, he made in 1960. And I'm going to try to do that one. I Can't Help Falling in Love. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help some things aren't meant to be. Take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Black and white glossies of Fred Long that you like to use at the fan table.
Fred.
An autograph for you. Fred's wait, an encore maybe, huh?
I need you, Fred. I need you, Fred. Come forward, Fred. That was good. All right. You know, class of 66, we know Fred really well. Great guy. And he has done a lot to encourage us, help us with this great undertaking that we've had with this reunion. Just getting the Tams here was wonderful. I'm going to talk a little bit more about them when they're in here or when we get ready to bring them in. But Fred has been very, very instrumental in getting the Tams here and a great sponsor. And we want to give him this beautiful plaque. And it says, Fred, our classmate, for your loyal dedication and unwavering commitment, your genuine, heartfelt concern for our classmates, we want you to know we love and appreciate you for it. Our class of 1966 50th year reunion was very special to us, and your tremendous acts of kindness will forever remain rooted deeply within our hearts. May God bless and keep you always. Hinton High School class of 1966, your classmates and friends. Wow. Let's stand. Come on, stand up. Let's give some honor where honor is due. Come on, come on, come on. We couldn't have done it without Fred. We could not have done it without Fred. Really want you to appreciate him.
Thank you.
And to keep this going, Fred, from me to you, I certainly appreciate all you've done, all your kindnesses, all your work. We argue a little bit, and then we laugh a little bit, and then we'll go have a hamburger, and then we'll argue some more, and we'll get a hot dog. But no, seriously, it has been a great privilege and blessing to me. God bless you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, Fred.
Not only was Fred on my team members, Miss Charlotte Kales.
Yes.
Charlotte. I didn't frame their certificates. I made them, and I didn't frame them because I did not know what their home decor is, but I certainly appreciate them. Charlotte and I started out in school in the first grade, and by the time we were in Hinton High School, we were in Mrs. Wise's homeroom. And at the time we were there, Mrs. Wise was Dean of Girls, so we've shared a lot of good times. Charlotte, I love you. Couldn't have done a lot of this without you. God bless.
Love you.
My next team member was Mr. Arthur Callahan. Did he leave?
No, he's there. He's there right here.
Come up here, big guy.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, what did I do now?
These next couple of fellows, Arthur and the fellow following him, was also in my homeroom. We were in Mrs. Wise's homeroom, and